Hello lawn mowing people. What I'm going to talk about today is a good marketing plan for your lawn mowing business and how a good plan can quadruple the amount of customers that you're bringing in. Now, customer growth doesn't happen by accident. You need a well-crafted marketing plan, and it's essential if your business wants to grow and you want to get to the next level. By creating a marketing plan, you'll map out a path forward and you'll reach your goals and grow your business a whole lot faster. So if you're trying to figure out where to start, I'll tell you about it in this short video. So the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out your target market, and your target market is not anybody with a lawn. You need to be a little bit more detailed than that. You ask yourself these questions. Who are my ideal customers? For example, we target small lawns because we operate smaller equipment and we want to do small lawns in a compact area, and we want to be in and out as quick as possible. We don't want any hedge work, we don't want tree work, so apartments with tiny lawns, no trees, are a good fit for us, which means that we avoid areas with large quarter-acre sections or lifestyle blocks. Now, what are the demographics? Lawn mowing business owners hate the word demographics. It sounds like something really complicated, but it's not. Your demographic is basically the kind of customer that you're going to service. So if we're targeting apartments, then we'll probably want retired couples, professional couples, couples without children, people that don't need a large garden. So what do they need, or what do they want from your business? Now, once you understand your target market, you'll be able to start crafting targeted marketing messages that resonate with your market. So, as I said earlier, we don't mention tree trimming or hedge cutting or gardening in our advertising because it's not the work we want. If we're aiming for our target market, we'd probably say something like this. For professionals, we'd run an ad saying something like, "Too busy to mow your lawn, then call us and we'll do it for you." And for retirees, we'll probably say something like, "Can't take care of your lawn, we will, so you don't have to worry about it." So once you know what your target market is, you can write more effective ads. And now it's time to set some goals. So when I work with lawn mowing businesses, I actively encourage them to bring on at least a couple of new customers each week. 2 customers a week is a manageable goal. If you manage to do it for a year, then you've got 100 lawns on your books. Now, wouldn't you feel great about that? And you've got to decide what you want to achieve with your marketing efforts. And I find the best way to do this is to work backwards. So if you want 100 new customers a year, as I said before, you'd go backwards from that. You go, so 100 divided by 50 equals 2. So you know that you're going to be aiming for a couple of customers a week. If you were aiming for 150 customers, you'd be aiming for 3 customers a week. It's just simple mathematics. Now, how many quotes do you have to do to secure new customers? So as your business grows and you quote higher, and you'll be securing less work, but you can start by trying to keep your prices in a range that allows you to secure 1 quote out of 2. That means you need to bring in 4 leads a week if you want to secure 2 new lawns. Now, as your business grows and you become more fussy and more picky about the kind of work that you're going to do, you can increase your prices, and you'll find that your quote ratio may drop off to 1 and 3, which is where a lot of middle-sized businesses sit. So another thing is brand awareness. Now, people normally think of a lawn mowing business and then they might go and look for that business online. If they see your name around the place, then they may look for you. They may type in the name of your lawn mowing business. It's like the name of our business. We've been operating for, 15, 20 years in this location, and our business name is actually one of the top 5 searches in Google for lawn mowing in this town. So your business name's really, really important, and you do want to increase awareness, although this doesn't bring you customers directly. This brings you customers indirectly. Another thing that a lot of people miss is emailing. When you get somebody on your list, what you should be doing is you should actually be sending out a regular email, maybe once a week, and or even once a month, and just tell them what you're doing this month, or tell them, offer them seasonal services and things like that. You'll be amazed how much work you pick up. And you don't even have to do that with all your current customers. If you get email addresses for your quotes, you can actually even do that for quotes that you failed on. And you never know, because if you've been emailing them once a month and offering seasonal services and things like that, then if something goes wrong with their current lawn mowing contractor, they may turn around and ring you first, because they're seeing you all the time in their email. So it's an excellent way of bringing in work from existing customers and bringing and turning quotes that haven't worked out into lawn mowing customers. Now, another road you can go down is paid advertising, and you can use things like Google AdWords. So I run Google AdWords for a lot of lawn mowing businesses around New Zealand and Australia, and it can bring in good results with a small amount of spend. The guys that I work with normally they spend about $150 a month, and they're normally bringing in 1 or 2 new customers a week onto their books. And one thing that you do need to watch out for is with Google Ads, it can get a little bit out of control, and it costs you a bomb if you don't do it correctly. So I recommend, if you're going to do it yourself, do a little bit of training first and do a course and learn a little bit about it. If you really want to do Google Ads and you don't want to run it yourself, you can always contact me and I can run the marketing for your business. Now, another thing is Facebook marketing. I've had really good success with Facebook marketing with my Lawn Mowing 101 business, but that's a business where location isn't really important. I've struggled a bit when I've been running ads for lawn mowing businesses. One of the things that I find with Facebook is there's a couple of things. One, the customers it brings in aren't that great. I think Google Ads brings in a better quality of customer. A lot of customers from Facebook tend to be a little bit more transitional, so they're not as fixed and they don't stay in the same place as long as the customers that you pick up from AdWords. And the other thing that I find is their geo-targeting is absolutely shocking. I run an ad for a lawn mowing business in Auckland, and I get calls from halfway down the country. It's just not that great. So I prefer to spend money on Google Ads myself. Now, another thing that you can do is you can run Google My Business, and you can set up a Google My Business site. Now, this is great because it's free, and it does take a bit of effort to set it up. Like everything Google, it's a little bit complicated, but once it starts working, it actually works really well, and it'll bring you in a few leads every month without you having to do anything, and it'll cost you nothing. And all you need to do is just spend a little bit of time getting some good reviews on there and making sure that you post something occasionally so people that know that you're out there and you're doing things. Now, another thing is PR or public relations or media. And this works, but it works mainly for branding. It's things like getting mentioned in local media like newspapers or on TV or things like that. And I've managed to get on the front page of the paper in Hamilton a couple of times in the last decade or so. And the best way is to let these people know that you exist and that you're a local authority on the topic. That way, if they have a question about the lawn mowing industry or whatever, they may actually ring you and ask you, and you might get another spot on the front page. You never know. Now, events and shows is another thing. You can set up at something like the home show or something like that. You can run a competition, collect names, and go out. And you can probably get quite a few customers from that, but it's a horrifically expensive exercise, and it is mainly branding. All it is just an opportunity for someone to see the name of your business again. And then there's things like referral programs, and this is introduce a new customer and get a free mow or something similar. And this can work, but you need to make sure that the new customers that are being introduced to you are actually going to stick around. You don't want some guy giving you half a dozen rubbish quotes and getting free cuts for it. I prefer to avoid new customer discounts, as I think it attracts the wrong kind of customer. If you have a monthly referral competition and have a free mower as a prize, that's probably a better way to do it. And if your service is good, you'll find that the more you get out there and mow, the more customers that you're going to pick up organically anyway. And that's a good reason why you should have some reasonably nice sign writing on your vehicle, so people know that you're there, they know you're in the area, and they may approach you while you're working, or they may look you up and give you a ring after hours and book a quote. So always have a sign written vehicle if possible. And the other thing that I'd say there is make your number easy to remember. If you could get an 0800 number, that'd be great. Or if you don't want to pay for people to call you like that, you can have a number like you can have an 021 and then have your own word number there, or you can have an 027 and do the same thing. Just work out what letters or what digits go with what letters in your name, and just ask for that number. And that's a good way of getting a cheap 0800 number that you don't have to pay for. Now, another thing that I use quite a bit is social media. And when you look at social media, there's so many different things out there. I mean, there's LinkedIn, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. There's a whole lot of things there. What I'd suggest is that you just pick one or two and just focus on them, and then create a content calendar, and then start creating content. You can find software that allows you to rerun a library, and if you can get that library up to 100 posts or so, then that means that someone's only going to see the same post 3 times in a year. So you can just post every day without any problems at all, and nobody will even know that you're doing that. And that's a good way of just keeping up there and letting people know that you're doing work, and it does bring in a fair bit of work. One thing that you do need to watch out for is when you put up seasonal stuff, just put that up manually, because you don't want Merry Christmas thing going up in the middle of the year. That'd just look weird. And the other thing is that a better way of doing it is actually taking a few photos and actually posting every other day of what you're actually doing, and that is way better than setting up preset posts. And Google like that a whole lot better too if you're going to do that on your Google My Maps. Another thing that you could do is if you're doing any volunteer work, or if you're doing anything in the community, do mention that on your Facebook page for your business, because it's communities. People like to work with people that do things in their communities, so that always makes you look a bit better, and that always helps you get a little bit of work. And so in closing, by creating a detailed marketing plan, you'll be well on your way to achieving your business goals, growing your company, and you'll be able to get quadruple the size of the amount of quotes coming in. And all you need to do is basically follow the steps in this post. So I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, just ask below. And until then, get out there, mow lawns, have fun, and happy lawn mowing, people.